welcome back to another speed build. My name's Jess, and today I'm building in Moonwood Mill on a 30 by 30 lot, and I'm not totally sure if it's a 30 by 30 lot, but I'll be sure to put the proper size in the description down below. But you can see this is definitely going to be a more whimsical house, and I built it with a spellcaster sim in mind, but of course you can have any sim move in here. There's just going to be some magical items around, which could be a little weird, but of course you can change up any of the interior of the house. So anyways, you can see I'm using a lot of the werewolf pack, and this is because I started it right when the pack came out, and so I'm really excited to be getting around to recording this for the channel. I actually built a lot of this on stream over on Twitch, so you can also see some of the live building there if you're curious. But one of the things I wanted to mention was this build started off as a build challenge where I just in 30 minutes wanted to see if I could get the shape of a build that I liked, and I actually used a reference image by another simmer. I'm sure you've heard of them, Plant Sim Girl, and definitely they inspired the shape of this build, and I will be sure to link the image down below, and of course a link to their channel. I'm sure if you're watching this though, you've seen her builds. Oh my gosh, they're amazing, and I'm so inspired by her. So anyways, this build, I really wanted to make it look like a house that you could just stumble upon in the forest. And so with the landscaping, I wanted to make it look as foresty as I could. I'm actually from the Pacific Northwest, which is like an area in the United States that is pretty well known for its greenery and also the rain. But I wanted to make something that looked like it could be like, I guess, in my backyard. And I really think I was able to do that. I'm so happy with this landscaping. It felt really homey to build. And so I had a lot of fun doing that. And of course, there is space in this build for a pond, so I had to add a pond. I'm really, really happy with how this little area turned out. And I definitely think like it needed a little something in the backyard. And this was exactly the thing it needed. But I did want to add in a campfire spot. I just always think that if you do a woodsy build like this, you have to add in a place for your Sims to have a campfire. And I just love that little corner with the stump and all the mushrooms. And I wanted to add in a few planter boxes, one, because they are cute aesthetically and look very nice at the front of the build, but two, hopefully they'll work out for some gameplay. And on the front of the house, I did want to add in a bit of ivy just to make the house look a little bit more overgrown, because if it is in the woods, kind of makes sense to me that it would be overgrown a bit with some ivy. So moving on to the interior, I wanted to, of course, make this a really cluttered build and use a mix between magical looking items and sort of more normal, but I guess antique looking items. And I really, really love the mix that I was able to come up with. You can see kind of from where I'm starting at the idea that I was going for, but there will be much more clutter to come in this build. I definitely went a little bit clutter crazy. So one of the things I wanted to do was add in a custom built bookshelf, and I think that it really suits this really blank space that I really was unsure of what to do with underneath the stairs here. I just couldn't find any decor items that I thought filled it in nicely, so this bookshelf was just perfect. So I used a lot of items from Realm of Magic and Werewolves to clutter it up, and of course had to use the books from Realm of Magic. I really, really love them. I think they're such beautiful books, and you can see how I'm using Tool Mod to just kind of scoot everything over and elevate things, and definitely would recommend, if you are a builder, to try building your own custom bookshelf, just because you can get a much more I guess, refined look that matches the aesthetic you're going for. And I just think that it looks really good with the more magical quality to the house, having those, you're using those books from Realm of Magic. So moving on to the kitchen, I wanted to, of course, keep it a very cluttered looking space. And I actually ended up using a lot of items from Journey to Batuu to do that. Yeah, they have pretty like magical items that I was like, this works perfectly. So I was just entertaining myself while building that most of these items were from a Star Wars pack. But I think I was able to really reach like this perfect happy medium of this kitchen looking like it was a magical kitchen as well as just being functional. And you can see I added in, of course, a few books from the other bookshelf. And it was just kind of awkward to film with tool mod, how I was moving those over, but hopefully you can imagine me using tool mod. And you could see there, I quickly showed that I changed the wallpaper in the kitchen just to add in some brown tiles. And now we're moving on to the second story. And in the second story, I wanted to have like a little study in the landing space and then the bedroom. So with the study, I wanted there to be this little reading nook under the stairs that I think is so cute, and this sort of library area. And I did add in a few clutter items, and actually it didn't record all of them, so I guess that will be a surprise if you download this a lot from the gallery. But you can see we're starting in on the bedroom. So in the bedroom, I was super inspired by this bed. I've been using it like crazy if you've seen any of my recent builds. But I used the quilt on it to kind of serve as inspiration for the colors that I was using in this part of the build. So one thing I wanted to do was have like a little wand area, and I thought that nook was the perfect place to kind of highlight that. And there's this little balcony off of the bedroom, and I of course had to add a few rocking chairs, and I think that looks so cozy. So moving on to the third story, it is the Cauldron Room, so definitely where all the magic happens. And this is definitely my favorite room of the whole build. I think it turned out so cute, and I used so many different items from different packs, and I think all of them combined just really looks like the random potions and ingredients for the cauldron. And I did use the cabinets from Get to Work. I really think they look like apothecary cabinets, so I like to use them in magical builds, and I am really happy with how that little clutter turned out. So just adding a few potions to this shelf from Paranormal Stuff, I think. And that actually means we're coming to the end of the build. So I want to say thank you so much for supporting my little channel here on YouTube. It means so much to me. I hope you have a great day. Bye.